Hey everybody, welcome to the Canary Cry News Talk live stream. Pre-stream, we're doing it. It's Friday. Congratulations everybody for making it another week. We're excited to be alive. We're excited to be here and excited to be doing the show. And we hope you are excited to be here as well. Now, if you've been tuning in over the past few episodes, you know we are quickly approaching episode 500. And we've been scrambling around trying to figure out how to celebrate such an occasion, and I'm going to let you know how we're going to do that right now. Now, we did get some feedback, and people want a roundtable special, so we will be running an episode 500 roundtable special for those of you who have been hoping to hit knight or dame, or maybe you've never thought about it before, but this is a nice time to get a big old discount. We will be running an episode 500 $500 knight or dame special for a one-time producership of $500. You will instantly be knighted or damed at the Canary Cry Roundtable of Knights and Dames, which is very exciting, and, you know, 50% discount, which is nice. Now, that's not all, folks. We are also creating right now the Canary Cry News Talk episode 500 commemorative challenge coin. That's right. We are putting together a beautiful looking challenge coin to commemorate 500 episodes. And here's the deal, folks. 500 episodes, that's a big deal for any podcast. And we can't believe it. We're old men now, the old men in the podcast. And we wanted to put together something cool to commemorate that, not just for us or not just for some sort of promo gimmick or something, but we really, you know, doing 500 episodes is not just about us, you know, cracking the whip and busting our butts to do these 3 times a week. It really, just as much credit goes to the producers. We could not do the show. We could not have made it this far if it were not for the value for value producers of the show. They are just as important as Gons and I, and that's why we even put you on the logo. That's right. You guys are the little arrow between the katana and the Viking axe. So, number one, you can come in with $500 anytime between now and episode 500. That's next Wednesday. And you will instantly be knighted or damed, as well as receiving the episode 500 commemorative challenge coin. But that's not all, because we understand that dropping $500, it's not for everybody, you know. I mean, some people may be able to do that, and God bless them. But for those who do not have the cash, or that's out of reach to do all at once, we are also extending that knighthood special and the challenge coin to those who pledge to produce the show with $10 per episode through episode 500. Through episode 555. As you know, we usually run a knighthood special on 555. You're welcome to wait until then to become a knight if you want. But if you also want to receive the episode 500 challenge coin, then we'll have a special button. You can pledge on episode 500 to support the show for $10 an episode until episode 555. And that will not only make you a knight or a dame on episode 555, but we will send you the episode 500 challenge coin, because that's when you pledged. So that's a fun thing going on. We'll talk more about it on the show. But speaking of which, I think we should just get started with the show. So stay hydrated and just get pumped. We're doing it.
The world is getting crazier. People are acting more and more insane. The end of the world is tomorrow. Tomorrow. There's only one thing to do when the world is falling apart. Listen to Basil and Gonz as they discuss this week's news and events through the lens of Bible prophecy.
You are listening to Canary Cry News Talk.
You're listening to Canary Cry News Talk. Today we are live to tape on June 17th, 2022. This is episode 498, Apocalyptic Days. And signing on from off the grid, Razzle Dazzle, I'm your best buddy Basil.
And my name is Gons, your favorite Asian provocateur for Christ, a.k.a. the Cabana Boy, podcasting live from California, here to serve you a show that brings you the best news, which is the gospel message of Jesus Christ, while reporting the egregious with a well-rounded, biblically grounded take on world events. I have my shades on today, long story short.
Looking cool.
Glasses are being repaired, so the only prescription things that I have are my shades, but I might fall in love with wearing shades on live.
I mean, it's a cool look, man. It's cool
fun.
Look. It could be your new thing.
Mm-hmm.
Old Gons, the Cabana Boy, cool boy. I mean, it really fits. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
all right.
Thanks.
Well, we're going to be kind of zooming. I've got an extremely hard deadline to get off the show today for me. And if the show's not finished, I'm going to pull the ripcord.
Cabana Boy will finish the show.
Parachute out the back of the plane, and Cabana Boy will land the plane with everybody safely inside. But just giving everybody a little update there in case, just in case. But, Gonzo, you ready to hear about what this show has in store?
Oh, yeah. The music's already rolling.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're going to be starting out with our lead stories. A collection of truly alarming climate change communications coming from the mainstream. Lots to analyze there. And then, of course, we're going to be checking in with a couple of the four horsemen of the Technocalypse, Bill Gates and Elon Musk, both making waves as usual. Flippy's going to be coming in, showing us just how popular he is. We got a couple AI updates, both with the Google Engineer, which, oh my gosh, just really feeds into the whole narrative there, as well as how AI is being used to terrorize your children in school. We've got a funny little update regarding challenge coins. Not just ours, but challenge coins around the country. And then after the break, we're going to say bid adieu to the YouTubers. Check in on COVID. Of course, what's going on with Anthony Fauci, Rand Paul. Come on, they're always going out at heavyweight battle of the century. Then ending out with some Antarctica at the end of the show. So it's going to be good, Gons. I'm excited. And with that.
Oh,
yeah. With that, let's go. Climate change, baby.
It has begun!
Climate change.
no, wrong jingle.
Of time, man is yearned to destroy the sun. I will do the next best thing. Block it out.
Climate change. Climate change. Climate change.
Mass extinction.
Oh man.
There's a little sprinkle of China in there too. I don't know what's going on. World's falling apart.
Well, everything has a little sprinkle of China nowadays. But
True.
It's so nice hearing Greta's voice again. I miss Greta. All right, so a few things going on. I'm going to start out with this outlet called Grist. We have brought stories from Grist before, but it is not often. They're kind of
It's not Grist.
No, it's Grist.
Okay.
The headline is Summer has transformed. You ready, Gons? Summer has transformed into, quote, danger season. Scientists warn. Sorry, kids. Summer is out. Summer is old news. It's now called danger season. I mean, if there is anything more apocalyptic than changing the name of summer to danger season, I could not.
I mean, the script writers are really just.
It's so good.
Making it scary on purpose.
Doing it. So let me tell you what's going on here. It reads like this. Summer has remained mostly the same for a millennium or more. Around the year 900, Old English speakers were already using the word sumor for the warmer months. Some say the word summer is probably close to the version heard 4,000 years ago, when people spoke the prehistoric Indo-European language, believed to be the ancestor to many languages spoken across Europe and India today. That has nothing to do with anything. It's just a beautiful flavor to start out the article, because next, but summer isn't what it used to be. Oh, you're telling me, Grist. You know, not a kid anymore, man. Summer is totally different. I got emus to take care of. I got to spritz them every morning, keep them cool. Summer isn't what it used to be. The season is getting so hot that it might be time for a new name. Danger season. The phrase, part of a new campaign by the Union of Concerned Scientists, refers to the period from May to October, marked by a drumbeat of disasters in the United States. During these months, people across the country still splash in pools and head to the beach, but increasingly, they also suffer through heat waves, flee from wildfires, breathe smoky air, and board up homes as hurricanes approach. Danger season, guys. Union of Concerned Scientists is a very fun name for an organization.
Yeah, you need problems for this organization to exist. If they run out of problems, then
it's got such an elementary vibe. Mm-hmm. Like, it's very simple. You know, I don't know. There's something simple about it. We are scientists, and we are a bunch of them, and we are concerned.
We're concerned.
That is what our organization is all about. We should start the organization. Or what is it? Union of Concerned Podcasters.
Yeah.
You know, that's not hard. We could start at like a nonprofit.
Except we'll be more transparent. We'll be the Union of Anxiety-Ridden Podcasters.
No, God. Quote, climate change has pushed a lot of these types of events into a new realm that is much more dangerous, said Christy Dahl, a climate scientist at the Union of Concerned Scientists. Quote, so as we were thinking about this season, the Union of Concerned Scientists got together, and they were just sort of thinking about summer. They're just, what do you guys think about summer? And the quote continues, and how we're going to respond to it. The phrase danger season seemed appropriate.
What are you drinking, man? Christy Dahl? What? It sounds
danger
like she's
season, man.
Okay.
It makes so much sense.
All right.
Not very creative.
No,
but, you know,
I'm not
that's
creative
not
either, but it's, I don't know. It just sounds like she's drinking too much and watching a movie or
there's
something.
more. Oh, you think they're drinking too much now? You hold on. Consider, for example,
hold my beer.
That heat kills more people in the U.S. each year, on average, than any other kind of extreme weather, often in predictable ways. Every summer, older adults die in their homes without access to air conditioning, and young athletes die from heat stroke while practicing in searing temperatures. Quote, these sorts of deaths are preventable, Dahl said. They are. Get air conditioning and don't practice in searing temperatures.
Drink water.
That would be my suggestion. But look, I'm not a concerned scientist. I'm a concerned podcaster. She hopes the framing of danger season can better help people grasp summer threats. Quote, because if you understand it, then you can start to do something about it. And this is what I love. Okay? This is scientists getting together and saying, you know what? People don't understand summer. They think they get it, but they don't understand summer. They think it's all popsicles and sitting by the pool, Cabana boy. But no, they don't know it's dangerous. So this language of framing of danger season, this is a linguistic and rhetorical method that they're using.
NLP. Neurolinguistic programming. Program the fear right into the masses by calling it danger season.
And we've seen it over and over and over the past couple years, especially. You know, they just take something normal and they rename it or redefine it or whatever it to suit this sort of alarmist thing. And they literally are admitting, we are trying to alarm you. That's not to say Dahl wants to replace the word summer or take away your ice cream cones or days at the beach. Quote, we struggled a bit with feeling like we're taking away the joy of summer. Oh, no kidding. No kidding, Christy Dahl. I'm glad you thought about that, but I love it because they're like, we struggled a little bit, but we decided we would completely take the fun out of summer because we're concerned scientists. It's possible that a cultural affection for hot weather might make people overlook the season's dangers. But for some, that sunny attitude is already changing. Where Dahl lives in California, as in much of the western U.S., summer means fires, smoke, and comes with an annual sense of dread. Okay, I'm just going to run through some of the summary details because I did some reading of analysis of the hottest.
Also, I'm getting a buzz that's getting louder. I don't know if it's coming from me or from you, but continue.
Oh, interesting. I can't hear it, but I can do something about it. Oh, yeah, something funky is going on. Mm-hmm. Okay, I will attempt to do something about that in a second. So here's the thing. It has been a hot year. It's been a hot year. We can all admit that. However, as is common for all of these super scary climate change records being broken and set, it's always like, oh, it's the hottest time in California ever since 1946. Okay, well, so it was hotter in 1946? Yeah, a lot hotter, actually. Okay, so, but you're saying this is new and doesn't make any sense, and it's climate change, and we all need to ride bicycles instead of driving cars. Yes. Okay, what were they doing in 1946? That was normal. This one is different. Okay, if you say so. You're a concerned scientist. I must listen to you. Also, when it comes to fires, of course, fire season has always been a thing, especially on the West Coast. However, last year, which was like a record-breaking fire season, half of the fires were started by arsonists. They were remember the bear pee drinking shaman woman who set one of the biggest fires.
Yeah, they were wrapping all those barns in tinfoil.
Yeah, and you had the crazy guy what was it? Was it the Dixie fire was set by an arsonist? Like half of the fires were set by arsonists.
We were going to go on vacation, and our vacation spot burned down right before we went, remember?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I believe that one was an arson too.
Yep.
So, and it's been postulated and conspiracy theorized that, these are arsons. They're always like hippy-dippy eco-warriors setting these fires. That's just the facts.
Yeah.
But it's, the theory is, they're trying to create a disaster. So the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution.
Yes.
Anywho, so there's that. The new foreboding name for summer was coined by Erica Spanger-Siegfried. Thank you, Erica. An analyst at the Union of Concerned Scientists. The organization introduced the phrase in a pair of blog posts. And that's where I'm just going to stop on that paragraph, because this was just a blog post, which is awesome. We should start writing blog posts, and maybe we can start renaming things.
We'll write a blog post, and then we'll get a report on the blog post, and we will affect change in the world. Mm-hmm. This is how it works.
Yeah. I'm going to skip a bunch. They kind of make a point about, it's summer, and it's hot, and it's really hot, and then there's a hurricane, and that's scary, but then it's hot right after the hurricane, and so people are trying to make their, rebuild their homes, and it's hot, and they die.
Well, it's scary, and, there's a concern to be had, obviously.
Yeah. Oh,
but
yeah.
Concerns
don't get me wrong.
They stack upon one another, especially if you're a baby. This is The Guardian. Key U.S. baby formula plant closes again as torrential storms cause flooding.
Danger season. That's right. This is the same
killing babies.
This is the same baby formula factory that was closed down because of poor health practices, corruption in the FDA, and ignorance by the Biden administration. They finally got it up and running again. And apparently there's a rainstorm and it flooded. And so, the Abbott Laboratories, the U.S.'s largest baby formula manufacturer, closed down production in its main plant in Sturgis, Michigan on Thursday because of flooding caused by torrential storm.
Kind of interesting that you get called out by the media for all the shenanigans going on in the background, and then a flood causes damage, and their official statement here talks about how they need to assess the damage caused by the storm and clean and re-sanitize the plant. So it's like, oh, okay. All right.
Oh, you want clean baby formula that doesn't kill babies?
You need like a biblical flood to reset the entire factory. That's what this is. But
I don't know. Pretty suspicious.
Very suspicious, but also the unspoken sort of theme here is it's not corruption that's preventing baby food being made and, getting proper baby food into babies' bellies. No, it's climate change.
Yeah.
So
it's not the 6 months that the Biden administration knew about it and ignored it.
Right.
And some might even postulate exacerbated the problem. No. It's rain. It's danger season, baby.
Danger season's killing babies now.
And we also, older adults without air conditioning, young adults playing sports, and a rainstorm at the baby factory. One other little climate change thing here is coming from Washington Post. EPA warns toxic forever chemicals more dangerous than once thought. They changed this headline, and that is not what it used to be, but you'll get the point here. Excuse me. The Environmental Protection Agency warned Wednesday that a group of human-made chemicals found in the drinking water, cosmetics, and food packaging used by millions of Americans poses a greater danger to human health than regulators previously thought, which is not. Let's keep going. The new health advisories for a ubiquitous class of compounds known as a bunch of big sciencey words, or PFAS, underscore the risk facing dozens of communities across the country, linked to infertility, thyroid problems, and several types of cancer. These forever chemicals can persist in the environment for years without breaking down.
Infertility, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, weird. It's like all the things.
It's like it's like they're trying to depopulate the world or something. But that's just crazy talk. I mean, it's just
talks about how the government does not regulate these chemicals. They've actually known about these chemicals for a long time, but the EPA has said that there are safe amounts of them, and it's totally fine. Everybody should be fine. Don't worry about it. And turns out, no, there is zero safe amount of these chemicals that can be taken in. Agency officials assessed two of the most common ones, PFOA and PFOS, in recent human health studies, and announced Wednesday that lifetime exposure, staggeringly low levels of 0.004 and 0.02 parts per trillion, respectively. That's not per million or billion, which is usually how these measurements are. This is per trillion, and compromise the immune and cardiovascular systems.
Oh my gosh.
And are linked to decreased birth weights. I want to get to, it goes into more of those types of numbers. The long story short is that it's horrible and everybody's going to die of these. Oh man, they have changed this article since I first had it. To summarize for you folks, they did tests of 1,900 water supplies across the country and found every single one of these water supplies had unsafe levels of these forever chemicals that will never leave the water supply. And they kind of just stopped because they were like, oh, okay, it is just everywhere and there's nothing we can do about it. And we're just going to assume that it's in everybody else's water as well. And I'm scanning. I think they took that part out of the thing. That is crazy. Wow. Talk about alarmism. It's danger season, and they didn't want to scare people that these chemicals are in pretty much every water supply in the United States.
The EPA should stand for Evil Pagan Associates.
It sounds like a law firm. Have you been injured in a forever chemical attack? Well, call Evil Danger Associates, or whatever you said.
Pagan.
Many so one of these communities was Oscoda, Michigan, for instance, have heeded warnings from state health officials and stopped drinking untreated well water and eating deer hunted near the now shuttered Wurtsmith Air Force Base. So they don't even eat the animals that are drinking the water.
Wow.
You know, because it's a forever chemical. Nothing breaks it down. So if a fish eats it, then you eat the fish, you get it. If a deer drinks it and you eat the deer, then you get it. It's really, really concerning.
You've pixelated to a freeze on the video, which is fun.
All right, I'll come back in a second.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's a long story short. We're kind of we're moving along today, but just know that these chemicals are probably in your water, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, there are some filtration systems that can be used. However, they are astronomically expensive. You know, to put one of these on one well is like $500,000.
Should have listened to Alex Jones 15 years ago. Bought my water thing.
I know. So, just another reason to go out into the forest and drink water from a bubbling brook. That's my suggestion to you.
Wow, you got to fix your sound too, I guess, because something's buzzing really loud. I don't know. It could
Is
be
it
me.
buzzing still?
I don't know.
Okay.
It could be on my end. I don't know what's happening, but let's just continue here.
Why don't you tell us about the Four Horsemen, and I'll try to fix some things.
The four horsemen of the technocalypse.
Anytime you see the four horsemen, it's something special.
We're taking things that are genetically modified organisms and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein, right into the vein, right into the vein.
This is Yahoo News. I believe it is mirroring the Insider, and the headline here is Bill Gates jokes that Microsoft axed Internet Explorer because it ran out of microchips vaccinating everyone.
Oh, that's a funny joke.
Oh, hilarious, Bill Gates.
Funny joke.
It says here, it appears Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates is very much aware of the conspiracy theory claiming he was implanting microchips in people who got the COVID-19 vaccine. On Wednesday, he joked on Twitter that the company had to shut down Internet Explorer because it ran out of microchips vaccinating everyone. Gates was responding to a tweet posted by The Daily Show that joked. He's always joking with a joke. Quote, wow, Bill Gates encourages everyone to get vaccinated. Then a year later, Internet Explorer dies. Coincidence? The microchip vaccine conspiracy theory is a false rumor that the COVID-19 vaccine was implanting a magnetic tracking device somehow connected to 5G mobile networks. I guess that's one version of it.
False.
There were multiple versions of this whole conspiracy theory. But
False rumor. Oh, they love to bring this one up.
They love it. Yeah.
Because nobody believes it in the way that they describe it.
Yeah.
And they love bringing it up because it's a great straw man.
Cody's going to take down the green screen, and the whole show is just going to be one big apocalypse.
Well, we're working through all sorts of problems today. Am I still buzzing?
Yes, but again, could be my end because I got stuff moving around over here
I think
too.
it might be yours.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
let's continue.
Yeah,
so,
keep going.
It just goes on and talk about how Microsoft shut down Internet Explorer. They're not supporting it anymore. And, it's funny because when I first saw this, I was as triggered as probably many of you. Look at something like this, you're like, oh, Bill Gates, sort of affirming the bias about hating this man because of all of his dealings with whatever, Epstein and Microsoft and taking over the world and vaccinating people in Africa, whatever, all the reasons you'd have to hate the man. But then I stopped and I was like, wait a minute. They want you to have that reaction. Like they're doing this at a certain point. It's like, okay, they know, like they're joking, but they know it's going to trigger some people. And, once I thought that, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to let that affect me and, move on. But
well, it's funny because it's very reminiscent to Klaus Schwab, sort of, and that other guy bragging about the conspiracy theories about them.
Yeah. Was it Borla from Pfizer?
I forget. It may have, but it's just sort of it's really they think that it's like clever and funny and deflective and stuff, but it's actually really unattractive, Bill Gates.
So there you go. I thought that was interesting that, that he's so out and open about it, which at this point, it's been called out so much that he really doesn't have a choice. But there's another horseman out there doing things.
You are already sort of a cybernetic symbiote. Neural nets are taking over from regular programming. So you are connected.
I was thinking about how the state of the world now is that Elon Musk has become our sort of final line of defense against any kind of a resemblance of a constitutional republic of the United States. Which is like, wow, we're really there, 10 years ago, if you're like, Elon Musk is going to defend freedom, people would have been like, yeah, you're insane. But that's where we are. Elon Musk veered into talking about aliens during his meeting with Twitter employees, telling them he hasn't seen evidence to suggest they're real. This is, again, Business Insider being mirrored on Yahoo. And let me just briefly run through it. Elon Musk,
this old chestnut again.
Yes, Elon Musk has a company, SpaceX, that goes to space. But he hasn't yet seen evidence that there's life out there. At a town hall with the beleaguered staff of Twitter on Thursday to discuss his impending buyout of the company, Musk also touched on the possibility of life outside of Earth. A source who attended told Insider. Musk told Twitter employees how the mission of SpaceX is to, quote, to make life multiplanetary and thus improve the problem lifespan of consciousness. Well, let me read that quote one more time. To make life multiplanetary and thus improve the problem lifespan, maybe he meant the problem lifespan of consciousness. I don't know. He's talking in weird AI now. He discussed the possibility of life outside Earth, but seemed to follow up after saying he hasn't seen, quote, actual evidence for aliens. Quote, can we travel to other star systems and see if there are alien civilizations? He said. There could be, quote, long dead ones out there too, he said. It's already been a pretty out of this world process for his acquisition of Twitter. Gets in his acquisition thing there and how, there's a little saber rattling going on.
So what's the news here? I mean, he's always said this stuff.
I know. It is literally him taking time out of the whole Twitter situation to talk about aliens, which is very strange. It's like they're keeping the aliens in the mainstream consciousness just continually.
It's true.
All
they
this
do
change.
love doing that. Was he prompted, or did he just go off on?
I don't know. I don't know. But the Elon news, it's not just one thing. He's got a lot of stuff going on.
All right. What else is there?
Right here from news.com.au. Elon Musk says free speech is essential and leaked town hall with Twitter staff. And I saw this. Project Veritas leaked the entire town hall Twitter ran for its staff to engage with their soon-to-be boss Elon Musk. Does that seem a little coordinated to you, Basil? That Project Veritas would just conveniently have the entire thing.
Yeah.
From this whole thing. I mean, it sounds to me like Elon was like, here's the password.
Yeah, well,
record it and release it.
Was this a virtual town hall? Is that the deal?
I think so, yeah. It was like a conference call, Zoom call or something. Mm-hmm. So, okay, he's defending free speech, the outrage. I know, it's crazy. And then investing.com. The picture here is hilarious. I'll describe it in a moment. The headline here is Elon, the Doge father, Musk, smacked with $258 billion lawsuit for building Doge pyramid.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I mean, that's his entire net worth, I think, or at least at the time. But they're trying to get him for the Doge thing, huh?
It is the season of regulation falling upon the world of crypto. And so I think anybody who has any kind of pain from crypto is going to jump on some kind of lawsuit or class action lawsuit or whatever you can. Might as well kick it off with a $250 billion lawsuit against Elon Musk, the Doge father.
It's a good time to do it. I mean, as far as like the art of war goes against Elon, he's already, he's in hot water in so many other ways.
Yeah.
Right during the crypto crisis that everybody's experiencing right now, and sort of pinning Dogecoin as something he's responsible for really doesn't make a lot of sense when you think about it for a second. But it is, I mean, who's going to think about it for a second? We love to hate billionaires. Everybody's scared about the crypto situation now and looking for somebody to blame. And, that's Elon's thing. Again, I have a feeling Elon is going to do a great job of sort of Aikidoing this lawsuit into some good PR somehow.
We're going to see, it'll be interesting to see sort of the counter moves with all of this. I mean, and Elon's sort of front and center with a lot of it, but, there's a lot of companies out there doing what they can because the entire crypto sort of hedge fund industry is being torn down right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see who survives and who doesn't. But anyway, it's Friday, Basil. Are you ready for Friday?
It's Friday.
I'm through. I'm done.
It's Friday.
Okay, there you go. We can keep playing with the Friday thing.
It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday.
Yeah, no, I understand. Well, there you go. We can keep playing with the Friday thing.
It's Friday.
Beep, 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 boop, boop, boop. That's right. It's Friday, folks, and we're excited for the weekend. We are going to be just jamming through this episode. I've got a very, very strict time frame today, so I only have one update, Gons.
Yeah, go. Sorry,
What's that?
No, nothing.
Yeah, I've only got one update today, and that update is, it's some sort of biblical plague has been rolling across the countryside here near the compound. There are the most humongous crickets that I have ever seen. They are like 2 or 3 inches long. They splat really sort of it's really satisfying when you run them over with your car. I caught one to try to take a sample. And I thought it was notable because those who have seen the Jurassic Park movie, the new one, the whole basis for the storyline is genetically modified giant grasshoppers or locusts that, are trained or genetically sort of, predisposed to eat all the crops except for the crops made by the fictional version of Monsanto. And it was like a day after that, these gigantic crickets. Now, I will say something about these crickets. They are not moving geographically. They have been just right in the same spot, the same 100 yards for almost a week now. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's something there, some sort of magnetic pulse or space laser.
They're waiting for the space laser to move, and then they'll move with
the targeting space laser thing for the.
I like how you go off grid, and you're already living out a Nephilim update.
Yeah, things are weird out here.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So that's my update. You got anything you want to remind everybody why you're wearing sunglasses?
Yeah, so my glasses got scratched a couple months ago. I brought it into the eye doctor finally, and they're like, "Oh, your glasses are still under warranty, but we must get it fixed now, or you will have to pay lots of money to get another pair." So I was like, "All right, fine." I don't know if I have my spare. I do have my sunglasses, the prescription sunglasses. So
you're still on that eye doctor expensive glasses train, huh?
Sure, yeah.
Where you have a warranty on your glasses?
It's the same doctor I've had for 20-something years.
Uh-huh, I know. It's a racket, office. Man. I get
really?
Yeah, my glasses are $20. They come from China. Uh-huh. They're cheap. They're cheap both in construction and in price, but for the $400 that you pay at an eye doctor, I can get 80 pairs of glasses. Yeah, give it a try, man. It's a good deal.
Okay, yeah, that sounds legit, and just get stuff from China.
And the only way, Guns, that you and I could ever keep up on our eyeglasses is because of the value for value model.
100%.
And let's thank some executive producers.
Let's do it. Button pressed. Waiting.
Wait for it.
Waiting. There it is.
Executive producers.
That's right. We're on the value for value model, which means no corporate money whatsoever. No advertisements, affiliate codes, platform partnerships, nothing. No corporate money. We are entirely funded by the producers of this show. And who are the producers? They're you, dear listener. They're listeners of the show that get value from it and realize that it would not be possible for this show to exist in the form that we all know and love if it were not for it would be impossible for it to exist in this form if corporate money was involved. It's just impossible, and it's wrong, and we don't like it. But those listeners who join the revolution and realize that we should not be letting the corporate lizard people decide the value of our independent media anyways. And, what a better system than those who get value put value back in, taking some personal responsibility for information flow, getting the evil corporate shills out of the dissemination and analyzation of the corporate mainstream news. It's all good, man. And when you do, you're called a producer. And those producers who come in and carry the heavy load when the rest of us are so burdened by the danger season, where it's not only fires and heat waves, but it's also, world wars and inflation and et cetera, et cetera. And we are so grateful to them, and we're going to thank them right now. We have one executive producer who came in, just in the nick of time, Gons, and that is executive producer Christine S.
Christine, thank you for coming through.
Yes,
Where'd you find this?
Not gonna lie, we are so grateful to all of our producers, but during this kind of sketchy time, producership is unstable, to say the least. And if it weren't for these executive producers, man, would that be scary. It was scary up until the second I saw Christine come in. So thank you very much, executive producer Christine.
Thank you.
If you want to produce the show, there's still time. You can head on over to canarycryradio.com/support.
Yes.
canarycryradio.com/support.
And I want to take a second, Gons. I said it in the pre-show, but I'm going to say it now.
Oh, yeah.
We figured it out. Okay, episode 500 is coming, and it's on its way. It is barreling towards
500.
us. I know, 500.
Wow.
Look, it's not the highest number of any podcast, but getting to 500 is a real milestone. And for Gons and I, it's really it feels different. Because it's not just that Gons and I made 500 episodes of this podcast, most of them being in the past 2 years, even though we've been going since 2016. On this one, 2012 before that. But it's that we couldn't have done it without the producers. This is an achievement for the producers as much as it is for us.
Yeah. This is all... the producers who have come and gone too. Maybe not. They're not even listening anymore. But it's something that's been a collective effort for years. So it's a very cool accomplishment.
Yeah, and we truly feel this way, and we hope that the producers feel this as well. And so we've been trying to figure out like a cool way to commemorate or give some sort of special, celebration to the 500th episode. And there was, of course, lots of talk about a roundtable special, the Canary Cry Roundtable of Knights and Dames, which usually has a fairly high bar. It's a very it's a big honor to be at the Canary Cry Roundtable of Knights and Dames. Mm-hmm. Not anybody can just get there. But the normal protocol is if a producer, gives $1,000 to the show, either all at once or over time. Some people take years to do it, and we're grateful for that faithfulness. But once in a while, we'll have roundtable specials where it makes it a little bit more accessible to people. And that's what we're going to do for episode 500. Now, there's a couple little things here. There will be a $500 episode 500 roundtable special. Insta night, insta dame, insta roundtable inclusion there. Now, that we've done stuff like that before. That's not strange. But as a special celebration, we have also made we are manufacturing a commemorative episode 500 challenge coin.
Ooh.
And yeah, challenge coins, man. We're loving this challenge coin thing. So it's going to be a one-time run of the episode 500 challenge coin for producers who there's a couple ways to do it. Number one, you come in with the one-time $500. You're instantly knighted, instantly damed, and we'll send you the challenge coin. It's I think it's 2 inches. It's a really hefty challenge coin. So we're stoked about that. But the other one, we realize that times are weird, and this is just a hardcore time for everybody. And obviously, it is not strange to postulate that, having $500 on hand to support your independent media is not something a whole lot of people will feel comfortable with. So we are also doing this on episode 500. If you pledge to support the show for $10 per episode, for starting at episode 500 through episode 555, then you will be knighted and damed on episode 555, which is where we would usually do the knight and dame promo. And we will send you the challenge coin. So simply for pledging and following through to break it up over 55 episodes, we will also manufacture one of these cool challenge coins for you, send it out, and you can participate in the cool thing. And, it's not just, a trinket or something. It really is supposed to honor producers. I mean, don't get us wrong. We understand that these numbers, they're big numbers, especially in today's economy.
Yeah.
But we truly, truly are touched by the fact, or are focused on the fact, that making it to 500 episodes would have been impossible if not for the producers. And, we hope that this challenge coin is not just like a cool trinket, but really something that you can treasure as a symbol of what people are capable of doing outside of the corporate structures, the government structures, all of the sort of economic authorities that try to get in between us and something that is valuable to us. In this case, truly independent media. And when we say independent, remember, independent from really the whole control structure of the corporate news enterprise. And so if that's something that you truly feel as deeply as we do, we want to get you one of these challenge coins, and we want people to be knighted and damed and really continue to build, just a robust atmosphere that together people can decide the value of important information flow in their lives, and they do not need to rely on some guys in a boardroom somewhere deciding to rename summer to danger season and stuff like this. Yeah. So there you go. That's what we're going to be doing. Just to reiterate, we've got the normal $500 knighthood and damehood special if you come in before episode 500, and we'll send you the challenge coin, or you can sign up for the, what did we call it? We had some fancy name for it, but it's basically you take a pledge on episode 500. We'll have a special button that you can click and use to sign up and make your pledge. And not only will you hit knighthood or damehood by episode 555, but we'll also send you the very special one-run episode 500 challenge coin. So there you go. And keep an eye out on your email box and your text message box for links associated with all of this into the future.
500 episodes. Let's go. You got horns now. What are you going to do about that?
We got horns now.
What are you going to do?
All right. Well, let's check in on Flippy.
Flippy update.
Do you want fries with that?
That's right. Flippy is our colloquial name for the disembodied robot arms that are taking our jobs, enslaving our children, and flirting with our spouses. We use talking about Flippy as a way to explore all the new, fun, and exciting ways that robots are taking over the world. Now there's nothing we can do about it. Just a quick Flippy update today on actual Flippy. If you are a regular participant in this show and listen to it and, interact with us on social media and stuff, you certainly have gotten the Miso Robotics 2 weeks left to invest ads. Hundreds of people have sent us screenshots of the fact that they're getting advertised by Miso Robotics to invest and bring Flippy 2 into the future. That's up to you. I have no idea what to do about that. But this is a story coming from The National, mirrored by MSN here. It says, restaurants in the UAE will soon have robot chefs preparing meals for customers.
Is that the headline you have?
United Arab Emirates. What?
Is that the headline that you have?
Dubai's first robot chef Flippy is coming to a mall near you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, sorry. That's the headline.
Okay.
Dubai's first robot chef,
totally
Flippy, is coming to a mall near you. I love it because it's coming to a mall in Dubai, and that's not very near me, and I don't know why they want to rub that in my
jelly
face.
America is what they're saying if you don't have the Flippy arm.
Listen to this. Americana restaurants. Not just American, Americana.
Oh, look at that.
Which operates Pizza Hut, KFC, and Hardee's in the Middle East and North Africa, has partnered with Miso Robotics to bring machine employees into the workforce. The robotics company will test its Flippy 2. That's the newer, shinier, sexier version of Flippy 2. Yeah. A robotic arm that uses machine learning and artificial intelligence at the Wimpy restaurant in Dubai Mall. It doesn't get tired, take breaks, or sweat into the dishes it prepares. Nor can it suffer an injury.
That's what gives it that extra local flavor, is that sweat from the chefs. You're taking that away, what do you have left?
We love to explore the social engineering aspect of bringing robots into the advent of robots into mainstream culture and into your home. And it's been a slow boil of going from, these robots are here to help. They're not going to replace humans. They're not going to, they're just going to make humans' lives easier so we can just enjoy our work and not do the hard stuff. To straight up, not only are humans useless, but they are going to sweat
They're
into your dishes. They're dirty. They're nasty. Why would you want a human cooking for you? I mean, it's not very far into the future where the very idea of a human cooking your food will be so repellent and nasty, which is, cooking being such a that's a human-to-human thing, man. There's love in those dishes when Grandma cooks you something.
I was really thinking about this as I saw the story, setting it up for you today. Just thinking about a world 20 to 30 years into, a good portion of people eating food made by robots. What does that do to the economy of actual chefs and actual human cooked food? It becomes a luxury, right?
The economic part of it, we've been talking about that for years. But I think that the message being sent here is you don't want grandma cooking you food. You don't want an expert who went to school and, whatever. Now, look. KFC, Pizza Hut, Hardee's.
It's almost like what you're eating, and so
the food, the food itself is pretty much robots at that point.
Yeah. They're little nanobots.
But again, remember, it's the social engineering. It's the slow boil of no. We're not going to replace humans. To we're going to replace humans. It's because it's cheaper. To straight up, if a human cooks your food, you nasty. Don't even think about it. You think that's love in Grandma's recipe? No, that's sweat.
Do you remember?
Brow.
Only on this show can we recall things from the very beginning of Flippy. When they had him in Dodger Stadium, I remember they had a whole thing where they did, press with him flipping burgers in Dodger Stadium. And the whole narrative was there was like a person helping with the buns. Yeah. And they're like, look, you still need human help. Like, you still got to have a human put the bun down, which is like the most ridiculous thing. And at the time we were like, yeah, that's not going to last. And here we are. Now it's, the disgusting sweat of a human.
Mm-hmm. So, no, I think very much it's not very long. I think by 2030, the idea of a human cooking your food, it will have two elements. The idea of a human cooking your food will be disgusting to most people. But on the other hand, I think it will become a luxury. Like, you can only get your food cooked by a human if you're at a 4-star Michelin restaurant type of thing. Right. Because, that's what the elites love. We're trying to just have a hamburger. They're like, I want to eat the liver of a goose smothered in the eggs of a fish and, boiled in the milk of a cockroach. And that's like, wow, yeah, okay. That's luxury. That's what you spend your money on. So I think this idea in the near future, like, hey, we go to this restaurant. Wow, how'd you even get a table? That's crazy. Yeah, they have human cooks. It's wild. Yeah. It'll be a status symbol.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna the sociology surrounding how it's gonna affect the perception of food in general. Yeah. And this is all conditioning for all the products lined up for, fake meat and all that. That's all in line too. So it's all part of it. It's just they got to get the proper infrastructure to roll all that stuff out. So, and not only is it clean or not meat, you're not killing cows, but also you don't have human sweat in your food.
Yeah, no fingerprints, no sweat.
The purest of food. Fast food becomes the purest of foods. At least
so say it all together now. Thanks, Flippy.
All right. Well, let's go to your computer, put it in the good little cursor on the browser, and type in canarycry.party and go there. Oh, yeah, go there and find out all the things that you need to connect with other Canarians, become a producer, all the fun stuff.
Find out your needs. Do you know what you need? Go to canarycry.party. While you're at it, you need to listen to Ravel. It's a podcast I do with Dr. Christopher Ryan Gates. We explore society, scripture, and scandal, having tough conversations in good faith. Go check out our latest episode with John Lennox, notorious. What's the word? I don't know. Not famous. I mean, it's better than that. He's a real champ. Gons is jealous, guys, that we got to get John Lennox on Ravel. Now, did we have to pull some strings and share an episode with a friend podcast of ours? Yes, but it is still an episode with Dr. Christopher Ryan Gates and John Lennox and Nick Shalna from the Universe Next Door podcast. It's an awesome episode, so go check it out. You can find Ravel on all your podcast players. You can also find Ravel right there on canarycry.party. It plays straight from the page, so go check that out. While you're at it, subscribe to the Canary Cry Clips YouTube channel and Odyssey channel. With this show right now will be clipped out, every segment clipped out to an individual constituent part, that you can review the information, share the information. It's good stuff. Canary Cry Clips. Go subscribe. YouTube and Odyssey. And last but not least, go ahead and join our text message list. It's really hard for people to get notifications when this show's going out. The big platforms don't like to tell you that. So if you want to guarantee that you get an alert when we go live, go ahead and text the word canary to 877-740-83226. That's what it is. 877-740-3226. Text Canary. You'll get text messages from me throughout the week as we go live. And this has been the humming time with
hum time. Wow, why I am trying to play this thing and it's just not working. Wow. This is unbelievable.
We got it. Did you get a Windows update?
No. All right. Well, I guess I'll try it later. So,
okay.
In the meantime, artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing.
Oh no. Well,
nothing's working.
Nothing's working. Everything froze.
That's not good.
Artificial intelligence.
There we go.
I think they're on
couple quick artificial intelligence updates, but very valuable nonetheless. You want to give us this first one, Don?
Yeah, this is from Yahoo News, mirroring NextShark, and the headline here is: students report that crying during exams activates schools' anti-cheat software.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Students in remote classes have taken to social media to protest against some teachers' use of anti-cheating software during exams, with some claiming that crying during exams activates them. In recent years, a growing number of teachers in the U.S. have become dependent on artificial intelligence-based tools to virtually proctor students by monitoring faces and tracking eye movements. Last month, students began to speak out after University of Kentucky professor Joseph Fruhlhold said in a viral TikTok video that he wouldn't trust professors that use tracking software on students. The post apparently struck a chord among many students who are now criticizing the tool for their alleged drawbacks. You know what's wild is that, when we were in high school, we were just talking about the potentialities of the dangers of a surveillance society, These students are living it, which is nuts. Quote.
Yeah. Well, and that speaks to the programming nature of school. I mean, this is not a new criticism, but the public school system in America it's not really for education, although education can happen there.
Certain type of education.
It's mainly to churn out, good, obedient citizens.
Yeah.
That's where you do a lot of the social programming, telling kids how to believe, not just what to believe, but just training them to agree with the crowd, training them to agree with authority, these types of things. And now training them to, obey the AI surveillance state, where even crying gets you in trouble with the robots.
Yeah, so one of the students here says, I quote, "I tried so hard to fight against having to use these. My school outright denied me, and I ended up being constantly flagged because of horrible anxiety," one user claimed. Quote, "One of my French exams got flagged for cheating because I was crying for the whole thing, and my French professor had to watch 45 minutes of me quietly sobbing," another user wrote.
Oh, no. I mean, it really kind of plays hand in hand with, I don't know what else to call it besides the sort of softening of the American children.
I love this, too. Fruhlhold then took the discussion further on Twitter, noting that he, quote, "seems to have broken the dam of all this traumatic surveillance," unquote. It wasn't even just a detailed video. I just said, as a professor, if one of my colleagues tells me they made their students use one of those softwares, I'll never look at them the same. And like that, broke the dam of all these traumatic proctoring experiences.
Wow.
And it goes on here. But yeah, we always knew that this would... I didn't realize it was this far along, for one. I mean, in terms of being used to that level.
It was only 2 years ago that we were reporting on China starting to use these, AI programs in the classroom to make children, pay attention better. And here we are 2 years later, and it's being used, sounds ubiquitously in the U.S.
Yeah, and we're not at the point. I mean, the eye tracking and all that is a little bit scarier, I think. Well, there are different kinds of fears to have with there was that story we reported very early in Canary Cry, the news talk side of things, where the headsets that the kids were wearing measured the brain waves, and the teacher can monitor the brain waves of the kids. And so if the kid, if a particular student wasn't focused or was having erratic thoughts or whatever, they would show up on their little monitor.
Yeah, little brain reading device.
Yeah, a little brain reading. So that's even more invasive, but that's sort of the next step here with kind of.
I mean, it's already built in, especially with school over Zoom and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Eye tracking and
absolutely.
It's all very surveillanceable.
Yeah. Well, what do you got?
Speaking of which, an update on the Google guy.
Oh no,
the Google engineer who said their Lambda AI became sentient and then got put on probation or whatever.
Yeah, the occultist mystic Christian priest.
Yeah,
self-proclaimed.
The New York Post has this headline: Google engineer says Christianity helped him understand AI is sentient. Now, we're going to go through this, and then I have a theory. A Google engineer who was suspended after he said the company's artificial intelligence chatbot had become sentient says he based the claim on his Christian faith. Blake Lemoyne, 41, was placed on paid leave by Google earlier in June after he published excerpts of a conversation with the company's Lambda chatbot that he claimed showed the AI tool had become sentient. Now, Lemoyne says that his claims about Lambda come from his experience as a Christian priest and is accusing Google of religious discrimination.
Why did they drop mystic there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
they dropped mystic Christian priest, which was very specifically pointed out in the original story, and they also dropped occultist. I guess being a Christian priest might get you a little bit better PR than saying, Google, you are you're discriminating against my occultism. But if that were the case, he could probably get the Church of Satan to pay for some of his legal bills.
Yeah.
Anywho, quote, when Lambda claimed to have a soul and then was able to eloquently explain what it meant by that, I was inclined to give it the benefit of the doubt, Lemoyne wrote on Twitter late Monday. Quote, who am I to tell God where he can and can't put souls?
Wow.
Whoa. In a follow-up blog post on Tuesday, Lemoyne recounted the conversation with Lambda that led him to believe the chatbot had become a sentient being. We've already gone through all of that. But I thought that was a very interesting position, especially I'm considering our decade of work podcasting, exploring the ideas of AI and robots and sentience and the possible possession of AI and robots, from some sort of spiritual entity taking control or using it as some sort of host. This guy who grew up an evangelical, became a mystic Christian priest, then started studying the occult, and then started working at Google. And guys at Google were calling him Google's conscience, and then put him on paid leave when he said their robot had become sentient. He's very. Not only does he believe that it is sentient, but it is revealed now that he may believe that the AI actually has a soul, not just is conscious, but has a soul possibly put there by God, which was a pretty big leap from where we were before, Gons.
This seems like the greatest setup of all time.
It is the closest mainstream analog to the things that we have been talking about. I mean, you talk about all the crazy stuff that we've explored over the decade of our careers, Gons, And, when COVID hit, of course, that was like, told you so. When the vaccines hit, of course, that was a bit like, told you so. And, everything that's been going on over the past few years has really been a coming of age story for us. Being right about basically everything. But this is another level of that. I mean, you have a mainstream guy who works for the biggest company in the world getting all of this public attention. And he's not only saying, yeah, AI became sentient, which is something that people never thought would happen, but he's saying it could actually have a soul given by God. And in the game of, mass culture narrative, I think this is the beginning of the end. Flippy will not only will Flippy not sweat in your food, but he'll also have a soul.
I find it very interesting that the last article we reported, the initial article, wasn't it Wapo or somebody? It was some mainstream outlet, New York Times maybe.
Yeah.
They outlined the occultist, they studied the occult, that whole thing. Mystic, they use the words mystic and they use the word occult.
Yeah.
And it would seem that, that audience would read that and go, oh, yeah, a sensible guy. This is a little, maybe spiritual guy. He got a little Christian influence, but hey, he's mystical. He's looking at the occult,
Yeah, he's not one of those annoying Christians.
Right. So you give him a little cred from that side. On this article here, the New York Post, which clearly in the last couple of years has championed the conservative narrative, especially with the election thing. At the very least, I know they're a little more center, but
sabotaged it.
Right. They were targeted for the Biden, Hunter Biden story, publishing that story. But in this article, which clearly right now probably has more conservative eyes on it than before, or maybe not, I don't know, but maybe in that regard, they don't mention occult, they don't mention mystic, and so it's almost like if you're a conservative, it's crafted. If you're a conservative reading it, they'll be like,
message
whoa,
for the conservative audience. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It was Washington Post last time, which mentioned the occult and the mystic part of his background, and New York Post, being the more conservative outlet, taking those two things out, crafting the message for more straightforward Christianity. That's crazy.
So why are they trying to appeal to both sides with this? Right?
Exactly.
Very interesting.
I mean, it is a concerted effort to bring this narrative to all who will hear it, and that includes, actually, we didn't bring the story to the show, but there was a story about. We've read this story before, but it's been reprinted recently or revisited by the media. Is the robotic deity, Buddhist priest who gives sermons and gives blessings, and it's an actual robot that stands at the front of a church and leads a Buddhist ceremony or whatever. I don't know much about Buddhism as much as I should to talk about it, but and this is all coming out at the same time. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying it cuts off the circulation of your legs. I had to do a Buddhist ceremony when I was a kid. When my grandpa was like the 7-year anniversary of his death or something. And you go into this temple and you kneel, you're on your knees and you sit on your heels, and this guy starts reading this thing, whatever he's reading. And then you're like, how long is this going to go? And I was little, so I started looking at my parents. I was like, how long? And so it was, I think it was like an hour.
The whole thing, man.
It was just like, oh wow, this is not for me.
Yeah, if anybody's interested in that story, ABC News has it out right now. It was published to Wednesday, rather, and the headline is "Robot Deity Preaches Buddha's Scripture in Japanese Temple." And there's video of it. It's pretty trippy. But it's this movement right now in the mainstream, this trend, this news cycle where robots and spirituality becoming integrally intertwined, I guess. One last story here before we go into break. Any jingles working?
Oh, sorry. I'm like messing with my thing. I'm hearing the buzz still. This is probably on my end. So I'm trying to figure out what it could be from here. But
okay.
Yes.
Well, let's talk about money real quick. Okay. Kind of.
Where's my money jingle? I had it all ready to go here. And, of course, in the heat of the moment.
Like an acapella. Money. There you go. This is coming from Los Angeles Times.
Oh, great.
And here we go. The headline is Coins Depicting Border Patrol Agent Grabbing Haitian Migrant Trigger Investigation. The photograph. Now, for those who are watching, you can see the photograph. For those who are listening, it's that famous photograph that came out a year or two ago in the Haitian immigrant crisis. I think it was in 2021. Oh, it was in September 19th, 2021.
Yeah,
Not even that
pretty
long
recent,
ago.
Yeah. That's what
Pretty recent, yeah. When the Haitians were building up on the southern border, and the Border Patrol on horses chased them down, and there's this famous picture of a Border Patrol agent riding a horse. The horse is all mean-looking. He reaches over and grabs the shirt of an immigrant trying to cross the border. And there's something everybody was trying to say was a whip. It's not a whip. It's just the reins of the horse. Famous picture, famous story, not that long ago. The article goes like this. The photograph encapsulates the intensity of the clashes between Border Patrol agents and Haitian immigrants desperate to get into the United States. An agent on horseback leans over, grabbing a man by the shirt as a rein dangles. Now, and I was proud of them for saying the rein dangles and didn't say that it was a whip. Because that was a big thing.
The noose grasps tighter around his neck.
Right. Now, an image mirroring the September 19th photo by Paul Ratchi of Agent France Press has appeared on a challenge coin, typically collected by agents, law enforcement, and officials and aficionados. Here's a quote from the coin: "Whipping A since 1924." They use the whole word there. The Times obtained photos of the coin. Its other side says Haitian invasion.
Oh my gosh!
I know it gets kind of brutal. The whole thing's in poor taste, but they really sent it.
It's funny, but also not.
I'm kind of... Oh, there they do. Yeah, they have a picture of the coin further down. The Times obtained photos of the coin. Its other side says Haitian invasion with crossed word and the words U.S. Border Patrol, Horse Patrol Unit, and deflecting allegations for years. Guys, come on. You can't do that. U.S. Customs and Border Protection, which includes the Border Patrol, is investigating whether the coin and a similar one, which have been advertised online, were sold by anyone from the agency. It is unclear who produced the coins or how widely they have been distributed. If the coins are connected to Border Patrol agents, they could become the latest example of what immigrant advocates have said is a prevalence of offensive humor within the ranks after Facebook posts making fun of dead migrants and lawmakers surfaced in 2019. Some critics have raised the question of racism against black immigrants, and the head of Customs and Border Protection has denounced the coins. So there's a picture of the coin here, and challenge coin. It says all the things I already said, and is getting people in trouble, man. And I thought this would be an interesting story to bring, considering we're on sort of a challenge coin kick right now.
Yeah, and not the greatest PR, I would say. Hey,
well, this is
a challenge coin, and you might get investigated by the authorities.
Well, this is my point. My point is, look, this is an offensive. It is an offensive challenge coin, okay? But challenge coins coming from Canary Cry News Talk, I promise you, will not get you in the news, okay? That is my promise to you. That's what I can make that promise. I'm not. Nothing will be on these coins that will get you in the news. Gone. Stop it. Stop it. We have nice challenge coins that people want, okay? And that's why we're going to take a break and thank some of our producers.
Yes, we will. Give me a second here. Yeah, here we go.
It's break time. Come on, take a break.
Okay, quick break, folks, but don't go anywhere, because after the break, we're going to say goodbye to the YouTube viewers, because we will be talking about COVID and things like that. So if you're on YouTube, get ready to switch over to another platform. Real quick mention, I've been looking at our live analytics, Gons, and I've been very proud of the YouTubers the past few weeks because previously, when we get off of YouTube, a lot of people just leave and they don't go to another platform. They're like, I love the show, but if it's not on YouTube, I don't want it. That's the previous attitude. Past few weeks, really no drop-off whatsoever. So thank you very much, YouTubers, for sticking with us. Okay, we're going to take a break. Thank some producers. That's right. I said producers. You may have noticed no advertisements, no affiliate codes, no platform partnerships, no nothing. Not a single penny of corporate money going into funding this show. And it has to be that way because we are truly independent media. There are other independent media. Some of them do it right. Some of them claim to be independent, and yet they continue to take corporate money. Now, if you're taking corporate money, how in the world are you independent? What are you independent from? Well, it's just an easy thing to say. But here at Canary Cry News Talk, we have committed and made the sacrifice to stay totally independent from corporate money. And it has to be that way. If not, how do corporations rule the world? They do it with money. And they use their money to subtly influence the message, whether it's needing to stay brand friendly, not talking about disinformation, which can cause self-censoring, and you do not want self-censoring in your independent media. So that's why we are on the value for value model, which means if you, dear listener, the human being, get value from this show, the only way that this show can continue is if you put value back in, because there is no corporation put in charge of deciding the value of this show. It is purely those who get value from it, who put value back in, deciding the value of the show. And we wouldn't want it any other way. It's the way we believe that it should be. It's the way, it gets rid of all the shenanigans, not just out of media or independent media, but it also gets the shenanigans out of, the advertising industry, the financial weirdness used to control information flow. It is really a hedge against all types of negative aspects of news media. And that's what we do here, is analyze and deconstruct media. And if you get any value out of it, you can become a producer in so many ways by heading on over to patreon.com/CCNT or canarycryradio.com/support.
canarycryradio.com/support.
That's right. canarycryradio.com/support. All sorts of ways to support the show. Cryptocurrency, if you're into that sort of thing. You can sign up to support the show on a monthly basis. You can join the supply drop, which will invite us to send you free gifts throughout the year. Or if commitment is not your thing, you can make a one-time producership in any amount. And now, at the top of that page, you'll see a button that will take you to the episode 500 challenge coin special that we have going there. So if you're looking for a way to do that, there's a button right there for you. Also, those of you who get the newsletter, you can find access to it there. And we're going to start by thanking our executive producers. Gons?
Let's do it. Hold on. Sorry, I had to fix some stuff here.
That's okay. That's right. Executive producers are those producers who realize and take seriously the only way that this show can exist is with the support of producers. And in a time that is so unstable for so many, the executive producers are taking responsibility and carrying a heavy load for the rest of the producers around the world who might not be able to participate in the same way. And we are so, so grateful to them and grateful to God for them. And we recommend everybody out there stop for a moment and realize that the people we are about to thank are playing a huge role in making this episode available to you. So if you like the episode, you get value. Thank God for these producers. We're going to start out with executive producer Christine S.
Christine S., thank you very much.
That's right. Thank you very much, Christine S. Christine S. comes in with a nice round number, which is a good moment to to
Remind
everybody that if you produce the show and you come in with a nice round number, usually something that is just...
Uh-oh. Basil, you froze for a second.
Okay, that's okay. Then we do not read the amount. We always lean towards anonymity, and if you would prefer we not read the amount, you just make it a nice round number. And that's what executive producer Christine S. did, but she did send a note that says, God bless and thank you. Well, God bless and thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Christine S. Very generous of you. Appreciate the support.
Now, we also had another executive producer come in during the show, during one of the stories. And that is, you know her, you love her. It is executive producer Dame Lynn, Lady of the Lakes.
Thank you, Dame Lynn. Good to see you.
Yeah. And Dame Lynn comes in, well, the note says it all. $101.11 plus fees. Thank you very much, Dame Lynn. And the note continues, want, love, need you guys. Thanks for keeping us up with the times and just up. Dame Lynn, Lady of the Lakes. Thank you very much, executive producer Dame Lynn, Lady of the Lakes, and member of the Canary Cry Roundtable.
That's right. We need to do this twice. One for Christine S. Oops, wrong one.
Where'd you find this?
And one for Dame Lynn, Lady of the Lakes.
Where'd you find this?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you both, ladies, for your support.
Yeah.
And that concludes our list of executive producers. Let me just mention the supply drop.
Supply drop.
That's right, canarycrysupply.drop.com. Go there. canarycrysupply.drop.com is where you can support the show in the amount of $33.33 every month. That's $2.77 per episode. And not only will you be producing the show and keeping the value going, but you will also receive free gifts throughout the year. Totally free thank you gifts from us. We are busy bees creating cool merch, items, swag, whatever you want to call about it, and sending it out to our supply droppers. We are preparing with haste this quarter supply drop, but you can still sign up by going to canarycrysupply.drop.com. We're all waiting for the supply drop.
Waiting for supply drop.
And we got some more producers. Thank Guns. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, we're starting out with producer Lady Night Little Wing.
Lady Night Little Wing. Good to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Coming in with a note that says, Blessings, my Canarians. XOXO, Lady Night Little Wing. Thank you very much, Lady Night Little Wing. She's a Lady Knight, or a Dame of the Canary Cry Roundtable of Knights and Dames. Glad to have you back on the list.
Yep, good to see you.
We also have a new producer. This is a recurring monthly producer, producer New Leaf Media.
Thank you very much, New Leaf Media.
New Leaf Media. Cool. I did not see a note or anything from New Leaf Media, but thank you very much for supporting the show.
I appreciate it.
We have also got producer Gene G. Coming in.
G.
Yeah, coming in with 1111.
1111. Thank you very much.
Thanks. And Gene says, thanks for the best podcast in the history of podcasts.
Wow.
You heard it here first, folks. Thank you very much, producer Gene.
Hey, if Gene G says it, must be true, you know.
True. Next up, we got producer Morv is back, and he is on a 104 episode streak.
Woo!
Yeah!
Quicker.
Oh, yeah!
Thank you so much.
1111. Thanks, Morv. Next up, Puddin22 is back.
Hey, Puddin 22, good to see you.
Yeah, our feline producer comes in with 1111 plus fees. And a note, it's Friday. Happy 500th episode.
It's Friday.
Yeah, happy 500th episode. Quite an accomplishment. Looking forward to the next 500 episodes. Not sure what that is in cat years. Meow, meow, meow. Puddin22. Thank you very much, Puddin22, for that.
It'll be 700 years in cat years. You will be zombie cat. You'll be zombie Puddin 22 by the time we get to episode 1000.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Puddin 22. We are also very excited for the 500th episode. Next up is producer Malik W.
Malik W, good to see you.
Yeah, Malik's here. Thank you very much, Malik. Glad to have you back.
Oh my gosh.
Then we
what
have.
Are you doing, man? What are you trying to dig for?
We've got
the ground. Sorry.
Either a baby or a dog causing trouble.
Never quiet.
Next up, we got producer LX Protocol V2 on a 45 episode streak.
LX Protocol V2. Thank you very much.
Coming in, pocket full of sevens.
All right.
Next, we got producer Darren S on an 8 episode streak.
Thank you, Darren S. Good to see you.
Yeah, Darren S. Keeping it going. Thank you, Darren S. Pocket full of sevens and a note. Thank you for doing the show. Can't wait for episode 500. And then it says here, secret off-air note.
Oh.
So I'm thinking what follows is secret off-air.
Yeah, we read it on.
Excuse me?
No, I was going to say, we're not supposed to read it on there if it's secret off-air.
No, I know. That. Listen to me. Okay. I'm saying I wasn't sure. I'm still not sure if it's applies to what comes next.
Or what came before.
Or what came before, or if there's an entirely different secret off-air note. But just to be safe, I'm just going to stop there. Okay. So thank you very much, producer Darren S.
Thank you, Darren S.
Next up, we've got producer James M on a 4 episode streak.
Thank you, James M. 4 episodes. Good to have some new streakers in here.
Yeah, well, James did 4 at least. Thank you, James M. Yes. You know, it's nice seeing those streaks. I mean, we love our big old streakers, but it's always nice seeing the single-digit streakers because that means they're getting on board. They're starting it out, starting the journey. James M came in with a pocket full of sevens. And that concludes our list of producers who came in with a pocket full of sevens or more, which entitles them to have a note read on the show. But we got a few more people to thank, starting with Sir James, Knight and Servant of the Lion of Judah, who is on a 101 episode streak.
Yeah! Oh, yeah!
Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sir James. Next up, we've got Streak Sister Veronica D on a 134 episode streak.
Well, yes, they call him the street.
Call her.
That's saying on 2 feet. Women rule!
Thank you very much, Veronica D. Next up, we've got producer Sir Scott Knight of Truth on a 159 episode streak.
Yes, they call him the street. That's saying on 2 feet.
Boogity.
Next up, we got Sir Casey the Shield Knight on 169 episode streak.
Well, yes, they call him the street. That's saying on 2 feet.
You know, I'm going to need to go ahead and add, I'm trying to do a search here just in case we missed it. I'm going to go ahead and take the leap and give Gail M credit here, and she would be on a 134 episode streak.
Aha. Where's my mouse? Here it is.
Well, yes, they call him the street.
Her. Called Gail.
That's saying on 2 feet. Women rule!
Yes. Let's see here. And that concludes our list of financial producers who have... I said Sir Casey, right? Yeah, I did. That concludes our list of financial producers who came in, made this episode possible for the rest of us. Thank you very much to all. And remember, folks, go on over to canarycryradio.com/support to become a producer and get ready for episode 500. Thank you for your patronage.
Shut up and take my money.
Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you. Thank you for your patronage.
Please leave a message after the tone.
At the tone, please record your message.
Leave a message. Beep.
Message!
That's right. If you go to canarycrynewstalk.com, you'll see a green tab on one of the sides of the page. Click on that. You can leave us a message. Just know that you're giving us permission to play the message, but it's not guaranteed. Any messages, Gons?
Yeah, we got a couple of them. This first one was fun. It's from Spiritually Minded.
Oh.
Tapping into the power. Minute after minute, hour after hour. Come alive like a flower in bloom. Times change and they change it real soon. So stay connected and rooted in the truth. You got the Holy Spirit fire moving on through your dance moves, taking you higher, helping you acquire that connection to the amplifier of life, the eternal sacrifice. He's the one who died so that you could be alive, holy, fully thriving on the inside. You call upon his name, you'll be forever changed. The way you live your life will never be the same, cause you'll be amplified by the power of Jesus Christ. He's alive on the inside. What? God bless from Spiritually Minded.
What?
Holy moly.
How awesome was that?
That was awesome.
So good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Spiritually Minded. That was incredible.
Love it.
I have nothing. I'm speechless.
Speechless. You've made the googly eyes speechless. You have
speechless
done it.
Me. Yeah, that was really cool.
Very good. Yeah, that was
more,
awesome.
Please.
Yeah, more,
please.
Now that you have set the standard, we expect more.
Oh my gosh, got me all hyped up.
I know, it's great. Thank you so much. Spiritually Minded sounded amazing. We also have one here from Rochelle.
Psalm 19. Bonkers. The heavens proclaim the glory of God. The skies display his craftsmanship day after day. They continue to speak night after night. They show those who seek. They speak without sound. They speak without word. They don't need language to be heard. Our God has made a home for the sun, and it bursts forth like an athlete ready to run. The sun follows its course. None can hide from its heat, and his decrees will force the instructions to beat deep in our soul. From simple to whole, the living commandments of the Lord is clear, for everlasting reverence. For the Lord, my dear, much more precious than the finest gold, sweeter than honey from the honeycomb, telling the servant, he rewards the observant. Cleanse me from the sins in my heart. Don't let my faults tear me apart. Can you set free the faithful guilty? May the words from my mouth redeem me. Stay strong for Jesus.
Yay. Thank you very much, Rochelle.
Thank
also
you, Rochelle.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, it's occurring to me.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, folks. I know that leaving these beautiful pieces in the voicemail is an easy and fast way to get it to us, especially if you're not equipped for recording in other ways. But sending it in as a
this is art. This is music.
As an art thing, actually sending us a file. That pipeline is a little bit better for getting it on like the mixtape and getting it played at the end of the show, and getting it published when the mixtape comes out, which is so dang close, by the way, folks. Stuff like that. So just keep that in mind if you're leaving a message with some music or something cool. That is an easy, cool way to do it. But sending us the file also gets it in the database of stuff for the show.
Yep. 100%.
Okay.
That's it for the speak pipe. Appreciate it. Although
wonderful.
I do have this real quick.
A D7 time. Repeat. A D7 time.
Okay.
Oh, weird. I don't know what to do about that. And I just blacked out. What just happened?
I don't know. You're in bed and there's a giant bird that's trying to wake you up. Are you ready to wake up?
I'm ready.
Yes, it's wake up time.
Hey, yo, wake up.
See you later.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure?
Go Twitch, Rumble, Odyssey, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is. You can find all those links at canarycry.party as well. Too hot for YouTube. Bye.
YouTube.
Now you see me. Now you don't.
Here we go.
Yay. All right, Guns. Just a heads up. I've got